say unto the wicked, oh, and the wicked, by the way, back at One West, they used to say it was talking about Esau. That if Esau get right, the Most High save him. It ain't talking about that, all right? Ariah went off, all right? It's talking about wicked Israelites. It says, when I say unto the wicked Israelite, O wicked man, thou shalt surely die if thou doest not speak to warn the wicked from his wicked way. This wicked man, wicked Israelite, shall die. Now watch how many niggas know that's talking about Esau. That's why we ignored most of you clowns, man. Shall die in his iniquity, but his blood will I require at thy hand. Nevertheless, if thou warn the wicked of his way to turn from it, if he do not turn from his way, he shall die in his iniquity, but thou hast delivered thy soul. Give me 1 Corinthians 3, gold, silver shall be tried by fire. What is it about, like the 15th verse? It says, because like, let's say we get all these fruit, and let's say at the last end, they all go back in the world. Well, we lost our fruit, but guess what? We are still going to be saved because we did what the Most High say do, all right? It says, therefore, O thou son of man, speak unto the house of Israel, thus ye speak, saying, if our transgressions and our sins be upon us, and we pine away in them, pining, how shall we then live? Say unto them, as I live, saith Yahweh the Most High, I have no pleasure in the death of the wicked. Now now you can say, well, that's talking about Esau. So the Most High is saying he really don't want to kill. I don't have no pleasure killing Edomites. The Most High going to enjoy himself killing Edomites, man. So the wicked is talking about wicked Israelites, man. It says, let me read that again, 11. Ezekiel 33:11. Say unto them, as I live, saith Yahweh the Most High, I have no pleasure in the death of the wicked, meaning wicked Israelites, but that the wicked turn from his way and live. So you're telling me that the Most High want the white man to turn from his way so he can deliver him? See, that's why One West got broken up, man. It says, turn ye from your evil ways, for why will ye die, O house of Israel? So it's right there, it's telling you it's the house of Israel. So that wicked is talking about wicked Israelites. It says, therefore, thou son of man, say unto the children of thy people, the Israelites, and then you got guys saying that there's other nations that could be saved. That's not scriptural. I'm talking about GOCC. Esau, certain Edomites are going to make it. Certain heathens are going to make it. That's not in the scriptures. So he's going to be destroyed. It says, therefore, but he had a big Passover. He had this big arena, boy, and he was like the T.D. Jakes of Israel, boy. He was up there at the podium, and you can see that, this is my shit. You know, this is my, and they were all wearing white. Well, guess what? The Most High is going to destroy you, man. It says, and the Most High, by the way, is going to destroy you too, Lahab, because the Most High is not dealing with you. Oh, troop, the Most High is not dealing with you. Therefore, thou son of man, say unto the children of thy people, the righteousness of the righteous shall not deliver him in the day of his transgression. As for the wickedness of the wicked, he shall not fall thereby in the day that he turneth from his wickedness. Neither shall the righteous be able to live for his righteousness in the day that he sinneth. So if you've been righteous for 20 years and you turn away from that, it could be a week before the judgment come. And guess what? Your ass is going to be judged because you became wicked at the last minute. Most High ain't playing. It says, 13, when I shall say to the righteous, that he shall surely live, if he trusts to do his own righteousness, That's what Yohana's doing. He's having a Passover on an off day. Tazariak and them guys see it, but they ain't confronting him because they're looking at him as a god. And then he's allowing heathens to come to the Passover. Get me Romans 10 and 2 and 3. It says, when I shall say to the righteous Israelite, that he shall surely live if he trusts to do his own righteousness and commit iniquity, because when you do your own righteousness, you are committing iniquity, because the Most High said, don't do it this way, do it that way. Do it exactly how I said do it. So if you're going to change it up, the Most High is going to deal with you, man. Right. all his righteousness shall not be remembered. So the Most High could bring judgment on you tonight, Johanna, and your followers. This is serious business, man. You know? But for his iniquity, hey, like you're going to have this guy, Triple G, the guy from Kazakhstan, he fighting, and when they interview him about boxing, he said, this serious business. This is dangerous. So he gets in top shape. And I was watching an undercard on YouTube of the Pacquiao or Bradley fight, and they had a lot of Russian guys, man. They had this one Jake. He was good. He was like 26-0, and I think the Russian guy was like 24-0. And basically, the Jake was in the fight, but you can clearly see that the Russian was beating him, man. And then they gave the Russian, and I was looking at it, man. I said, man, them Russians do not play, man. They have a completely different work ethic than you Jakes over here. Them guys that do 500 push-ups every other day, they'll run up mountains. They'll do all kind of. They put it. That's why they walk through you, Jake, man. They put in work for real, man. You Jakes might, be good for 5 rounds, but then you slow down, and them Russians keep coming on your ass, man, and they break you down. And that's why Triple G said what he said. He said this is serious business. This is very dangerous. And hey, you got to watch this guy working out, man. He works out to make his body. That's them Russians, man. Them former Soviet bloc nations, them athletes, man, they're serious about this, man. And you niggas are lollygagging, man. You playing games. All right, go ahead and read that out.
This is Romans chapter 10, verse 2. For I bear them record that they have a zeal of the Most High, but not according to knowledge. For they being ignorant of the Most High's righteousness, and going about to establish their own righteousness, have not submitted themselves unto the righteousness of the Most High.
So there's nowhere in the scriptures are you to take heathens in the Passover. Yeah, but they're Israelites. Yeah, but they're Israelites that are lost. They're Israelites that are asleep. They're Israelites that are praising other gods. And the scriptures tell you that the Most High is a jealous power, man. Yeah. So you're playing with fire. You're playing with fire, man.
This is 1 Corinthians chapter 3, verse 12. Now, if any man build upon this foundation gold, silver, precious stones, wood, hay, stubble, every man's work shall be made manifest, for the day shall declare it, because it shall be revealed by fire. And the fire shall try every man's work of what sort it is. If any man's work abide, which he hath built thereupon, he shall receive a reward, because the wood, that hay, the stubble, the gold, the silver, the precious stones, that all symbolizes different men that's in the truth, and every man that's in the truth is going to be tried, and that trying is going to be the fire. What's the fire? That those adversities that you go through. It says, if any man's work abide, which he hath built thereupon, he shall receive a reward. If any man's work shall be burned, he shall suffer loss, but he himself shall be saved, yet so as by fire. Because this man's still going to have to go through the adversities. So even if all the men fell off, the Lord's still going to give that man the reward. All right, I got another one in Isaiah 49 and 5. And now saith the Lord that formed me from the womb to be his servant, to bring Jacob again to him. Though Israel be not gathered, Yet shall I be glorious in the eyes of the Lord, and my power shall be my strength. So no matter what, the prophets are still going to receive their reward.
Jeremiah 6, verse 16 on down. It says, Thus saith Yahweh, stand ye in the ways. Stand ye in the ways. Let me click on that and see what that means. Okay, the Hebrew word is darak. This is what it means. Way, road, distance, journey, manner, road, way, path, journey, direction, manner, way of course of life, of moral character. Really what it means is being on the street. That's what it means. And Johanna, you haven't been on the street in years, man. Guess you got tired of burning shit up, huh? Okay, I'm going to read that again. The 16th verse, Jeremiah 6, verse 16. It says, Thus saith Yahweh, stand ye in the ways. Now, one of the words was road. When we speak out, there's a road there. There's a highway. That's what is that, 7th? And then you got I-95, which is 34th Street. That's I-95, which is nothing but an interstate that's going through the city. It says, Thus saith Yahweh, stand ye in the ways and see and ask for the old paths. What's the old paths? These scriptures. These scriptures are the old path. All right? It says, where is the good way? And walk therein. We got to start reading this more. And ye shall find rest for your souls. So you're looking for the truth, and you see the men of the Lord on the corner speaking, and you stop and listen, and then something catches you. And then you constantly out there, man. You're compelled to constantly come out there, and all of a sudden, you start getting into it. And then you become a teacher. That's how I came in. That's how everybody came in. Then a lot of you guys in this new age came in through the YouTube. But when you watch the YouTube, then you got with other guys, or you came to the camp, and then you joined the camp. And then you became men that teach this word. It says, let me read that again. Thus saith Yahweh, stand ye in the ways out there in the street, and see and ask for the old path. Where is the good way, and walk therein? So this is saying it to a man. It said, look, go out and see what the truth is. All right? It says, and ye shall find rest for your soul. Oh, now I know why we're catching hell. Because we're Israelites. Now I know why we went into captivity under Esau. Oh, we were the actual people back there in Egypt. It says, but they said, we will not walk therein. So the majority of our people are, man, the hell, I'm African. I'm African American. I'm Kemetic. I'm Islam. I'm Moor. I'm this. We had one guy in the truth that fell out because he had heathenistic friends, and he said, nah, man, I can't leave my heathenistic friends. And the guy was diligent, man. And then he fell out. Okay? So what's going to happen to him? He's going to be destroyed. It says 17, also I set watchmen over you. What is a watchman? The guys that are over you, man. You can't come into this thing, watch the watchman, and then say, I'm a watchman over you. Now, the Most High didn't set you up to be no watchman. I'm talking about Alizé and the monkey bunch. Also, I set watchmen over you, saying, hearken to the sound of the trumpet. But they said, we will not hearken. So we've been out there on YouTube for how many years? 8 years? Was it 8? Almost 9 years? Something. Well, let me see. 07, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 9 years. Yep, 9 years. So the ones of you that have listened and come into this thing and remain in this thing, you're going to be looked to be delivered. The ones of you that don't want to hear the word, that become a scoffer, or that come in here for a little while and fall off and scoff at us, look for destruction. All right? It says, also, I set watchmen over you, saying, hearken to the sound of the trumpet. but they said, we will not hearken. Therefore hear ye nations, and know, O congregation, talking about Israel, what is among them. It says, hear, O earth, because now this thing has gone global. Behold, I will bring evil upon this people. The people represent Israel. Even the fruit of their thoughts, because they have not hearkened unto my words, nor to my law, but rejected it. So this is cut and dry with the Most High. Talking about the black woman is God. If the black woman is God, please tell that bitch to deliver us, man. Huh? 20. To what purpose cometh there to me incense from Sheba? I'm talking about Africa and the Middle East. You know, you got the incense and all this. And the sweet cane from a far country. Talking about Kemetics, which you're not even Kemetic people. Your burnt offerings are not acceptable, nor your sacrifices sweet unto me. Most High don't want no Hamitic sacrifices, man. 21. Therefore, thus saith Yahweh, behold, I will lay stumbling blocks before this people. What are the stumbling blocks? The Moors, Kemet, Islam, Baptist, Methodist. Help me out, y'all. Jehovah's Witness, Roman Catholic, Seventh-day Adventist, Hinduism, being a child of the universe. Black unconsciousness. Loving your heathenistic friends. Inviting your heathenistic friends to the Passover. The American dream. So the Most High just like the Most High took a Prince, as bad as Prince was, and you always quote that scripture, the Most High shows no favor unto the one that is skilled. Matter of fact, get that. Because he was bad. He was set up to, he was remembered, man. This guy was so remembered. Now when Vanity died, she was 57. This was a couple of months back, right? They said, Vanity died, and that was it. Then China died a couple of days ago. And there's a video up on her where she's drinking a smoothie, but she looked like she ready to die. And she died, and then they said a few words. But then when Prince died, man, that CNN, they forgot about their political shit. That's all they talk about is Prince. They had George Clinton on, man. Damn. They had all kind of people on talking about his music, man. Right. And people are talking about, we got to have a holiday for this man. We got to name, this. We got to do that. We got to have a radio station just playing Prince songs. Well, hell, he got enough material where you can be. This dude then did a lot of work. But guess what? The Most High didn't care. The Most High required his soul, man. Right. He was in that elevator, and the Most High took him. Okay?
I got the scripture.
Go ahead.
The book of Ecclesiastes 9:11. I returned and saw under the sun that the race is not to the swift, nor the battle to the strong, neither yet bread to the wise, nor yet riches to men of understanding, nor yet...
Neither riches of men of understanding. So Nate is calling us bums. Well, we exactly where we're supposed to be.
Right.
Most I said I ain't give riches to men of understanding.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yet bread to the wise, nor yet riches to men of understanding, nor yet favor to men of skill, but
nor yet favor to men of skill. Prince was a man